Okay, no notes for today's Revit lesson. Video number 7 is about or not roofs, sorry, ceilings. Hopefully this will be a pretty quick and easy one. In our guided project, if we go to our first floor, okay, we've got a bunch of rooms, and currently, this is something you guys can do too if you want. You can go View tab, click on the drop down of 3D view and go to our camera, and we can actually place cameras in our building and see what it looks like. And I see that I have the top of my walls, but they go, sorry, they don't go anywhere. They leave a big opening for my roof. And usually there would be a ceiling here that would be at the same level as the height of my stud. So how are we going to place that? Well, first let's look in our notes and see what it tells us. I wish I could control F through this. I know there's a note about ceilings. Give me just a second to find it. Okay. Ceiling joists are to be 2x8s, a 16-inch on center. Does it tell us anything about the actual ceiling itself? Ceiling joists would technically be part of our roof truss. That's going to be detailed in later. We're not actually going to model that part just because it becomes a headache. We're going to assume that our ceiling width is going to be the same as our wall sheathing. Okay, so on our walls, if I go look at this, we're using 1/2 inch gypsum. Our ceiling's going to be the same thing. Okay, architecture tab, ceiling command, and we have a bunch of default ones. We're going to edit type, duplicate. This is just going to be 1/2 inch drywall or gypsum or sheetrock. It's all the same name. We're going to move our gypsum layer up, delete our stud layer. Okay, and we have a 1/2 inch gypsum for ceiling. Perfect. Okay. Now with ceilings, we have this cool feature where we can automatically place our ceilings. Um, this is going to work, I think, for this entire model. So there are some instances where it doesn't work, where we would sketch ceiling, but for now, automatic ceiling, and you just click in your room. We're going to do this one room at a time and just verify that it looks right with our section view to make sure it's at the correct height. So if I place my ceiling, it says none of the created elements are visible in floor plan. That's okay. We're not going to see our ceiling looking down at the floor plan. Let's move our section view over that room we just placed it in. And we can see our ceiling right here. Okay, on addition wall height. We probably want that to be on, where is it? Our original wall height for this room with no offset. Okay, and you see how it places it on top? What we actually want is a -1/2 inch offset. And that places it right where we want it. Okay, so if you remember, these 4 rooms are the original part of our house. When we go to place our ceiling, 1/2 inch drywall, we're going to go to our original wall height, -1/2 inch for the thickness of the ceiling. And now we should be able to place that in the rest of our rooms. Oh, but it's not going to let me in those 2. We'll get to that in a second. Let's verify our second ceiling is placed correctly. That's awesome. Go back to our floor plan, ceiling, and it's no longer letting us. Original wall height. There we go. Boom. I don't know why it doesn't keep it. Original wall height. Boom. If I go double check, move my section, those ceilings look like they're placed correctly as well. And then we need to do the same thing for all of the rooms in our addition. So this one, since we know that that system works, we're just going to go addition wall height -1/2 inch in all 5 of these rooms. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'll move my section just to double check those, but I'm pretty sure that those are going to be placed correctly already. There I see ceiling, 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 ceiling. Okay, now this is what I'm talking about. Our ceiling joists would typically sit, I'm just going to detail them in right now. You guys don't need to do this part, I'm just showing you. We're going to go for a region. Sure, would typically sit right here and run all the way across. Okay. Um, we would have to cut those out on these corners. So we're just going to detail those in later. We don't actually need to draw them in. But like I said, that's going to be something that we figure out later. Okay. So now if I go back into my 3D view, I see I've got a pretty good looking ceiling on my roof. I'm wondering why it doesn't give me the drywall pattern. Foreground, background. Should be. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Right now, I'm just going to let it be. Okay, that's ceilings.